There. Here it is, May the 13th, Sunday, at just about 5 minutes of 3. I just finished making a tape for Terry, and we got one from him about a week and a half ago. We had to get that thing off to him. We've been getting your letters all right, and it's all well and good. All the comments I've got to make now, try and think back on some of these items you've mentioned in your letter. First off, Ma, I don't, hey mo sano yotaki na te sinafila too good. I wonder me te si non, maybe grown toenail, huh? But pite actually mix the tule tenne Californian ja teillä on tämä aurinkopais voi kirjaa vaikka mitä. So see what siinä voi tehdä siellä. Me also, I'm trying to catalog all these items that you didn't mention. Incidentally, there's one thing I want to say before I get too far, that don't send any of this, and I still owe you postage on these, oh God, all these letters you've been sending on as far as all our literature and some of these forwarded insurance forms and so on. So, yeah, here's a waffle. Some potato chips. Okay, good. Thanks. But if you see some of these, say like the last one you sent, oh, when it was a Saturday when we got your letter, again, on this Hazelhurst Ford, that's just a bunch of advertising. You have to send things like that on through. And also, there shouldn't be anything further coming through from any of these insurance companies or any of these other places, because I've had most of the things transferred out here. And also, if you get any of these architectural magazines, don't spend the money to send them out here, because I see most of these things at the office, and it's just a waste of money to send them out here. And also, any of the, say for instance, this one outfit from New York, I think they spent something like 84 or 85 cents in sending a magazine out here to me, and I don't understand it. But anyway, it's pardon the chewing here. I'm eating these potatoes too. Incidentally, I'm laying out here in the sun. Temperature right now is probably what, about 72, and it's a bright sunny day. And I won't harp on the weather, but I've been noticing the weather back there in Chicago. We've been having a lot of rain, and the temperature has been down in the 40s, high 40s, and the low 50s. And out here it's been a little on the cool side. Like yesterday, here was only a high of 68 yesterday, but the sun shone brightly. In fact, I don't know when the sun hasn't shined here since last February. So, I think I ought to clue you in on some of the events that have taken place here, and also make comments on some of your letters that you've been sending on through. Bob and Judy were here about 3 weeks ago. They came in on a Friday. Bob and Judy Hocker. They came in on a Friday afternoon, and they stayed until Tuesday morning. We had a very nice visit with them, and glad to see them out here. And so we more or less showed them the area and what was going on. And they seemed to all seemed in good shape. And Bob Hocker has a new 1961 Oldsmobile, which is a nice little car there, like a medium green. They're still living in Wheaton there, of course. And with the cold winter that you had there, they did quite a business in the fuel oil. So this was more or less a deserved roost for Bob. They were headed out toward Seattle, Washington, the World's Fair up there, and they were making a 3 weeks trip of this whole thing. So by now they're probably back there and all rested up from their trip. But it was good, as I say, seeing them. And we showed them the area out here, and we had a good visit with them. No, as far as the next visit, you mentioned in your letter Saturday that we got there that Keith and Donna and family are going to come out here. So we'll be looking forward to seeing them. I wished I could. You mentioned they're going to stop out there in DeKalb. You might let them hear this record, because I can more or less give them directions. Also, take out that map, Skin, and you mentioned that you saw where I had circled the area there where we live. Now, the only thing is, I don't know where they're coming in from, what direction, and so on. But if I knew that, then I could steer them in completely into this area. But with that map, they should be able to make out the general area and find it from there. So anyway, when they do come in, play this record, and I know you're not going to be sending this back that fast because it takes you about 3 months. That's kidding me, haha. So anyway, what I'm doing is playing. I just happened to play this record from the start, and it was our old Christmas record that we sent to you. So I'm running over that one. So anywho, it's good that we're getting all these letters from you. That we enjoy the news, such as Vi and Hal out there in Park Forest. Now, just so Hal doesn't go and work himself to death again in this job of his, it sounds like it could be a fairly good deal, even though it's temporary. But there again, he knows what he's doing. He's a well-experienced man in this field, so maybe he'll make out all right. Maybe I should come back to Chicago and help him out a little bit. But I'm still with Hugh Gibbs, and here's the let me give you a rundown. Again, it was what, about a month ago since I wrote the last record, or a month and a half ago since I did this last record to you. So the main thing, the delay has been this, that I've been working on this paper, that is this earthquake seismic paper, and also doing the problem to get in for my license, which I finally mailed in about a week ago. So I should be hearing from that in 4 to 6 weeks, which it takes after you mail in. So I should have my California architectural license in that time, which will make number 3 then. So I'll keep them all going: Illinois, Arizona, and California. You can start on Nevada and Oregon. It's hard to say, but the one thing there is that it's a good thing to keep active in all these activities out here, as I'm trying to do. And that's one thing that's been taking all my time, is getting all this information in on paper, and also looking around to see what's going on in the area. Right now at the office, we've been putting in about 10 hours a day for the last 3 weeks. Let me say, we're working on a 14-story, it's actually a 15-story apartment building. It'll be for senior citizens, that is retired people, for the John Brown Association. It's a more or less religious group from Arkansas, and they have a radio station here in Long Beach, and they're putting up this apartment building. It's about 3 miles away from our house. But anyway, that's a step forward as far as the building up of Long Beach, so it's quite a stride. I've been doing quite a bit of work on it, and as I mentioned, 10 hours a day. We start at 7 o'clock in the morning and leave at 6 at night. But that way, with the overtime, it's not that bad once you get used to it. And the pace, as I mentioned before, out here in California is much less slower than the Chicago area, so it doesn't seem too bad. And also, they're paying time and a half on overtime, so I get close to what is it, $7 an hour, so it's not that bad. So anywho, But there again, I don't know what the future holds as far as my situation. There's so many opportunities out here. There's no doubt about it. But we'll see in the next couple of months just what will happen. I know Court has been hounding me to go back to Phoenix because he just liked that place so much with all the activity there is there. But I just don't know what'll happen. Maybe I'll take a week's trip out there. I've got a 2 weeks vacation coming up now. It seems hardly possible that we've been out. In fact, I was just telling Ben, we went up to Hollywood last night to a movie. It took about, and there's the odd thing, from Long Beach here to Hollywood, it took only about 35 or 40 minutes to drive up there. Well, anyway, we saw a movie up there, and we were back here by 11 o'clock. And there again, it's an amazing area all the way through. I'm trying to think of some of these items now. So many things to comment on. Hal and Vi, I mentioned that. And Ma, you take it easy there. There's you don't have to get up so early in the morning now with daylight saving. Until about 10 o'clock in the morning, because the best thing really in this world, and there's a man in our office that is 68, 69 years old. His name is Floyd Ray, and he's quite an active fellow. And his contention is that, and I go along with it, but he doesn't follow it, is that sleep is the best thing no matter what. You can't beat it by vitamins or food or whatever. It's a matter of rebuilding your tissues, and the only way to do it is inactivity during the nighttime periods for an extended period, say 8 to 10 hours, and I'll go along with that philosophy any day, because you can't say keep going full speed and only get along with, say, 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night. It just doesn't work out. I don't care who the human being is. But there's something to think about all the way on this subject of real energy and so on during the daytime. Well, anyway, I don't think I mentioned that I'm sitting out here on the patio, and it's a very nice Sunday afternoon. The temperature is probably, I was just looking over here on the tape, kid. I've talked for quite a few minutes already. Well, anyway, the temperature is up in the low 70s, and it's been a little cool, as I mentioned before, here this week. But the odd thing I noticed about the Chicago weather, you've been having a little rain and also the cooling weathers. But there again is, as I noticed on the weather map, which I used to follow back east there quite a bit, in the there seems to be a dividing line between Chicago and the northern Illinois area as to southern Illinois. Now, St. Louis, like yesterday, had a 78, where Chicago, I think, had a 52. So there's a differential of about 26 degrees, and that warm front seems to run right through the southern part of Illinois, and it includes St. Louis. I think it's going to be another odd summer there, as you had last summer, and I'm glad I missed that, where you really had something pretty cool. And I remember making the comment to Betty last summer, where you did have all these cool temperatures, and once in a while it did get up in the 80s and 90s, but not too often. So anyway, you might have something like that in store. I don't know just what's causing this fall up on the weather. Of course, with your severe winter that you had here, and I was just reading this morning in the paper how they were reminiscing on the Los Angeles Angels ball team playing there in Comiskey Park in the first couple of games, which I heard some of the broadcasts on, where the temperature was up in the high 30s or low 40s, and yet they still had to get this game going because of the tight schedule they do follow. But anyway, it's ordinarily there about this time you should be having temperatures in the 70s at least. I remember that. So the only recourse is to move out here to sunny California or Arizona, where you don't have this funny temperature condition. Of course, the bad thing, hoy, it's not that bad, is the rainy season, which you have in January, and we had more so than we should have had this year. But ordinarily, like I mentioned before, is that you just have the summertime temperature all the way around. So this is one year that I've gone around without a single day that I haven't worn a top coat. I've gone, believe it or not, since we left. In fact, it was almost a year ago now. It'd be a year just the day before Memorial Day this month, that I hadn't worn more than my suit coat. In fact, that's all I've worn all year on, without even a hat, gloves, no nothing. So there's an example of what this weather situation is like out here. So, anywho, let me think of some of these other items. Oh, the one thing I want to mention is true on Midge, which I mentioned in the letter. What happened when Bob and Judy were here, that it was the first night they were here, it was on a Friday night. She evidently got out the front door some way, and when she didn't return that night, we knew, as I told Ben, that she had either been run over or someone had taken her in. So I told, it was Saturday morning, I got up early, and about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I went around the neighborhood here and told all the boys to keep a lookout for her, and I'd give a reward for anyone that found her. So two boys came up driving their bicycles, and right behind them was this Long Beach city dog pound man. And the boys drove up, and they said that the man found her. And what had happened, she had gotten out Friday night, and probably during the nighttime, she had been crossing the street. And probably someone driving by fast had just hit her, and she was probably killed instantly. There's no doubt about it, because the indication as she was laying in the truck there, she was real stiff, and probably had been dead for a good 12 hours at least. So it was quite a shock and a blow, and what we did, we went out and got another new little toy Boston. We call her Cookie, and she's got quite a line of champions behind her in her family tree. She's 6 weeks old right now, and she looks a lot like Midge did when Midge was a little puppy. And so along with that, our little kitty is going to have kittens in about 4 weeks. So we're going to have our hands full. What we'll do there is advertise in paper, and we'll probably have no trouble in getting rid of the kittens. So, let's see, what else is there? Oh, with this new little puppy we have, we're going to have her in a dog show June 17th up here in Los Angeles. And she has quite, as I mentioned, quite a line of champions in her blood, so maybe we could have a show dog there. You never can tell. We had to pay $75 for her. Some of the toy Bostons are running as high as $100 and $125 if they're ideally marked and seem to have come from a pretty good line. But I think this little Cookie of ours is going to work out pretty well. So everybody's all happy about her, and they really enjoy her immensely. Let's see, what other items are there? I'm trying to think back on. Oh, one thing, I got to get this tape back to Toyville also, because that thing was, I was just noticing a postmark on that, and it was dated April 5th. So, yeah, that's been over a month and 2 weeks at least, so I'll have to also get one to him. Let's see now. Comments. So what else was there? Oh, you got, I'm glad you got the maps all right. And you see pretty well where we are situated. And yeah. Oh, no, I'll later on. They're going to be leaving. So, okay, checking the paper. Fellow across the street is trying to sell his house, and he's a Navy man. He's trying to get 15 or 16,000 for it. He's got a house of a similar type that we have here, and they've bought, as I understand from talking to him, a house about a mile away from here. So maybe he'll get rid of it.